say something. All right. Look, this is Itisistacy. I'm live, I guess. This is the first time I did this. Yes, I'm old and don't see as slow and whatever. But if you got a question, ask me something. I, okay. I guess the chat's over this way. In stream or edit. I'm not all into that. I just go live, okay? So it's I think it's oh my god, my back. It's Friday night, going live. Here I am. Wish I was somewhere else. But so if you got a question, I did a couple today, like the West Boys. Right. Okay. You was the last one to see the kids. Stop clickbaiting and telling people watch this and don't do that. If you got an update, tell somebody. Okay. You don't need 20 minutes, 45 minutes. Say, the money went up, etc.
Hey, Mom.
Okay. So we know that you, the last person I saw him was Trezell West. And how do you turn around and oh my god, my kid's missing? Was you in the house for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes? Was y'all having sex and you left the little babies out there or something? Because she gets loud. I mean, okay, how do you lose your kids? That's bullshit. It's not like there's 20 cars driving around that road. It's not like you were in a crowded mall.
Quarantine. Yeah, it's live.
Okay, so we need to get the cops to go after Trezell and explain to us what the hell happened. And I got news for you. There's a lady missing. What's her name? Maya. Lost the page. Maya Millette. Okay, she's 39, married for 22 years. Larry Millette's got a lawyer. How you argued? Okay, what you mean argued as in you left the ketchup open, or you forgot to pick the kids up, or you argued as in what the fuck, bitch? Why are you with him? Apparently,
that doesn't really add up either.
Apparently, you was living like roommates. But yet now you lawyered up because she's missing. Okay, so was she hooking? Was she like just so wild at 39? She's so. I mean, usually it's like a 20-something-year-old, not a 39-year-old. That suddenly she gets wild and she picking up men. You know what I mean? Most women at 40s, like they still want to have sex, but they ain't that wild. They, kind of like picky, right? So anyway, is she still alive? We got a lot of people still missing. We got little boy in Canada still missing. That the grandmother turned her back on, like Trezell. She was hooking up the dogs in the back, but she turned her back on him, and he just suddenly disappeared. So what's his name? Erler. What the hell is his name? I can't think. Can't think of his first name. A little 3-year-old. Starts with a T. Anyway, he suddenly went missing. Grandma, what the hell did you do with him? Or was Grandpa doing something to him? Just disappeared. I mean, you want a busy street corner where people are walking by and just snatching kids up, or the aliens coming and picking these people up, or they just fall on the damn ground.
Right,
when I had
when
I had a 2 and a 3-year-old, they'd go this way and one would go that way. They were never together. But anyway, thought you had a question. Go on upstairs.
I got a couple of questions, but the thing is, it's like
Dylan Erler is his name. 3-year-old missing. Now the mother and father since then has separated. The cops ain't looking for him. Kind of like my kid's aunt. She fell into the pool and mysteriously, and that was the end of it. Just the cops just stopped looking.
Yeah,
There's only so much the cops can do, and yes, whether you're a psychic or you see this or you see that, don't bother them. They don't need you. That's their job.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, their job isn't for people to say, "Hey, that person went that way," or that, and that.
But anyway,
because if that was true,
22 years.
If that was true, then other people that were a part of that so and so crime could say, "Hey, pointing fingers the opposite way," you know.
Now, maybe another man was involved, but did he have something to do with it? I think so.
Right, you really never know.
And people thinking that the kids were sold. Yeah, I find that hard to believe unless they just suddenly passed by that direction and just seen two kids wandering. And oh my God, look at that, my lucky break. Come on, kids, get in.
I'm pretty sure
it doesn't work that way.
Scheming to just just pick up a kid or kids in general to just be like, oh, this is my victim, this is that, and whatever they do or however they treat that kid and whatever the fuck they're doing. Thing is that I'm saying is that
hi Ashley.
People don't really
right.
People don't really just.
There's a lot of people missing.
You can't just like, oh, I'm gonna get that person, and then that's
Madonna now. Okay, move, just some Madonna now. Ashley, you got a question? I'm doing all right. I'm a little nervous and anxiety of my surgery coming up for my back, but I'm doing all right. Anybody got a question? What's it saying? I know, right? But of course, another thing with that 411, with the mountains and the forest. It's like, okay, yeah, I would love to have an RV and have the money for that and bring my kids along and my family and everybody. Let's be family and enjoy nature, right? But why is there so many people that suddenly get missing there? Do you like bring your wife there to push her off the cliff? Because kind of like, if you want to really get rid of somebody, you take them out in the waters, the deep waters, and then they accidentally fell over in the boat and you just couldn't swim. So that is one of the hardest things to, and then maybe they can swim and you're fucked up and you're busted. But the point is I also know a woman that actually happened to her. Her husband probably pushed her in. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? These 411 people, the guy I'm talking about, I forget his name, David somebody, 411 with all the books. Were they missing in the forest shit? But yeah, when you're missing in a city or a county and, it's like, okay, they might be hiding out. Everybody goes and hides out right now. But, when you got a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, yeah, we're going to question you. Come on. And stop playing with me, fatty. Come here. And you got to start questioning, okay, what the hell did you do with your kids? And the cops did their jobs. They searched the neighborhood. They kept searching, and they can't find nothing else to go on. But the reward's gone up to over $100,000, which is great. Everybody still keep looking. And then the regular mother, I'm sorry, the natural mother, she's like flipping out and everything and saying that she knew something was up. But okay, so what do we know? Right. One of the kids supposedly, they said, had a leg injury, but then it stated that it seemed like he had a new injury. Right. That the leg was messed up. So, all right. So he's not, remember, I had 2 kids that went one way and went the other way. So, you still catch them. It's like, no, they would jump right into the water or traffic. So, okay, it was a dark, cold night. It was cold. I built a fire. Okay. And suddenly you went in and they just, poof, they're gone. Like Kaiser Salsa, they was gone, right? That don't make no damn sense. The cops need to start asking them and arrest them for something, or, let's start a new law. If somebody disappears that you reported disappeared, maybe we ought to figure out what the hell you're hiding. When was the last person, or when was the last time a real person, not a kid, saw these kids alive? And they don't take them to the doctors, and there was homeschooling. And okay, so who was the last person besides family members that saw these kids alive? Right? And I don't think they were ever at that house either. But yet the kid said, or one of the kids said they saw him on the 19th. Now, is it possible that Jacqueline left the kids alone and the 9-year-old drowned them in the bathtub, or accidentally forgot that she was leaving them home alone? And maybe that's what happened. Or maybe Trezell is so strict he beats them. It's possible. A lot of people think they were sold, and that doesn't make any sense. You can get any baby you want on the black market if you got the money. Any of them. And we stopped the Russian babies, and we stopped the Ukrainian babies, and we kind of put a hold on the Chinese baby girls. But yeah, you can get some babies if you got the money. Look at the celebrities. But so why would they sell those two? Knowing that they'd be questioned. So it doesn't make any damn sense unless Trezell was that strict, where he's walking around like he's military and security, and he wants this and he wants this clean, and Jacqueline's just playing along with it. And then we saw Jacqueline go after some of the people that was in the natural mother's family, saying something, and she was snapped and said, well, we did love. Okay, no, we knew this was going to happen. So she's got a temper. And apparently she's a little hot-blooded because they went to a sex shop, right? Your kid's missing. Oh, come on, hon, let's go to this sex shop. It makes no damn sense at all. But they on film doing it. It's definitely
weren't the
them.
kids with them when they went to that store?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might have been
Ridiculous.
before. That might have been
Not
before. That might have been before they went missing.
Mm-hmm.
So they might not have exactly planned all that.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did, then they would have made it look like they're fucking idiots. Because who goes to a sex
They're making
shop?
everybody look like a fucking idiot.
Who goes to a sex toy shop and then is like, "Oh, we're gonna sell our kids"? That
No, he
really
acted
that
like
doesn't
he was-
add up either.
He acted like he was worried about the virus, and the kids can't go in the dirt. The kids can't go out. Kids can't even play in the backyard. But at the other apartment, kids didn't go out either. The neighbor already said it. They were looking out the blinds. That's a clue right there. When the kids ain't going out and playing outside. Okay, so the virus was, was still like started there, and they moved 3 months. All right, so that still don't make no damn sense. Those kids been missing, and the point is, he had or could have put them anywhere. I think let's look and check and see about who's got a storage unit.
Ashley's saying something about something that somebody said.
Oh yeah, they're rambunctious. What kid is it? Especially boys.
What does that word mean?
Means like jumping, and Ashley, tell us what rambunctious mean. Jumping and
Like hyperactive.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
When they should be on the news saying,
they're kids. They're young kids. Of course they're gonna be.
Like if your kid's been kidnapped,
pure energy.
You'd say something to make them think that they're alive, they're a person. Because sociopaths don't think about, I got feelings. You know what I mean? So right.
I don't think sociopaths necessarily have feelings.
Right, they don't have feelings, but you want them to say something. Why didn't the parents, or why haven't they come back on and say something to the public, addressing as if the kids were kidnapped? Because you turned around for how long? 5 minutes, 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes?
I mean, they might necessarily be nervous and anxious.
The dog stayed in the yard, huh? The dog didn't disappear when they ain't been outside. That they flipped out and said, "Hallelujah, we're outside in the dark."
Yeah, that don't really make sense. But what I was gonna say was, damn, you made me forget what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
It was something. What the fuck?
Right.
Damn, you
Like
ain't
there's a
listen to what I'm
psycho neighbor that just suddenly circled the block and said, "Oh my God, there's 2 children free." First of all, a 3 and a 4-year-old don't know how to cross a road. They would be hit by a car, especially the way he took off like a bat in hell. I hit bends. And what the hell does that mean? I hit corners. So I turned left, right, panicked. Right. Meanwhile, Jackie didn't come out until the cops showed up.
That's
You know?
crazy. Oh yeah, now I know.
Where's the president?
They might be. They also might be anxious and a little petrified about like all the attention they're getting too.
Bullshit. But anyway,
No, no. Think about it. If they were just regular
Giselle?
parents, well, whoever was taking care of the kids, I don't know the whole scenario either.
the parents,
Okay, the parents. Weren't they step parents or something?
adopted parents.
Adopted parents. All right, so even if they were,
You can sit down if you want.
if they were, if they were trafficking those adopted kids, of course they're going to be nervous. They have a reason to be nervous. But if they're just regular parents, they don't have necessarily a particular reason to be nervous about, other than the attention.
I flipped out when you all went into the male boys' bathroom at the flea market by yourselves without me.
Yeah, you tell her.
I was like, what's taking so long?
You tell her.
You know, I started actually panic and asking a man that came out, what's going on? You know, I panicked. That's how fast somebody can grab your kids in public. But this wasn't public. This was your backyard. Unless you got creepy people that you're not even aware of that's just waiting for your kids to come outside. Now, it couldn't have been the bio mom because they never let the kids out. So, you know, they would just happen to be right there. And when, bam, your back was turned, they grabbed them. You know, that doesn't make any sense. Or is Trezell saying,
like you were saying
that the bio mom did it?
Like you were saying about a public bathroom. Of course, you can be kidnapped in a public bathroom, but then again,
raped and killed too.
In a backyard.
Right.
Like you said, if you had neighbors that were like, you know, keeping an eye on.
The neighbor had a camera.
Exactly.
Actually, the neighbor's got a camera that can see. Right.
Well, then there should be footage that could easily explain.
They did. They did a footage, and the kids were not in the backyard. They showed Trezell and somewhat of a dog in the backyard. Now, if he left the gate open, the dog would have ran out. That dog's run bunches.
What kind of dog was it?
It's like part lab, part.
Yeah, it would have probably
little dog.
But the thing is,
and it's also
some dogs are loyal to their owners. But the thing is, yeah, usually if labs.
So it's like a young dog. It doesn't even look like it's fully a year old, or maybe a year old.
That dog is probably.
It likes to run. It likes to jump on kids. It's not a pit bull. Otherwise, it would have ate the kids, right?
Well, not necessarily, because pit bulls aren't.
Exactly.
Pit bulls are more dominant animals.
It's first time I'm on here. Does anybody have a question you want me to ask the tarot cards? Including anything with the boys.
Yeah, because my mom, she uses the tarot cards.
I'm using three different
It's decks. Considered an evil deck, but she uses it for good.
It's not evil.
Exactly. There's not really a.
And it's kind of hard. It's kind of easy to learn how to do them.
It's the Alistair Crowley deck. She says that it's the most effective deck that she's been around with.
I've been doing this since I was 16. Yeah, it's because there's more sigils and real magic to the cards than anyone that I've seen on the market.
That's what I was trying to explain.
And yeah, it does seem to be hard because like there's 4 things. The cards can mean 4 different things each card, which would be physical, spiritual, mental, swords, intellectual, and then what did I forget?
What is it?
And then emotional, right? So each card could mean, and then when you put the cards next to it,
each card has
instead
like
of it
different
upside
meanings,
down.
so it really depends.
So
which
it
card
depends on if
what.
it's anemic or it gets along with the cards. But yeah, they pretty much tell me the truth, including sometimes I pick 3.
Hold on, she's asking a question. What's the best for interpret? I don't know what that word is.
Well, I used the Book of Thoth, and then I was also saying there's another one, I forget. Raymond, go upstairs and get it. It's a little thin book. It's by it's I don't remember the name of the book, but you're right. When I was young, There's nothing you could find out there. You'd have to either find it like on conspiracy crap. There was nothing in the libraries about it, and or when you get a deck, it comes with a little
Talking
baby
about this
books. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
This one's actually really good, but it'll confuse you about the thought.
Thoth.
This one is called The Description of the Cards of the Tarot. And it explains it, but they're not in order, which makes you even more screwed up in the head
that's gotta
about
be
why it's not
mind-boggling.
in order, right? And then it tells you in the back about a long drawn out layout, but the best layout and the simplest layout is the 15 card spread, which when you get your cards, it'll tell you in the little deck instead of any other layout. And you got to find the what's it called, the significator, and do all kinds of other crap to it.
Craft
And yeah,
Rhonda
so
is
it's
asking
easier
questions.
just to do the 15 card layout. What was the question, Rhonda?
Will they ever solve the Delphi murders?
Oh man, that is so fucked up. You have to think. Oh well, I did do this, but I did not do a video of it. It's I think anyway, and I could be wrong, but I think it was somebody that was visiting a woman in town, and then right at the moment, like it could be a mother, aunt, cousin, somebody, or a lover. A man was visiting a woman in that town and no longer goes there, but he's got to be a serial killer, right? To do that to the young girls. And then, of course, there was the question, is it somebody in their family? Who knew the girls would go in there, or just by chance, a psycho, was out that day and took the opportunity to commit that crime and somehow got away with it? Yeah, that's more believable because of all the DNA and everything. And, small town, they pretty much know who's in that town and done checked everybody out.
Right.
What do you all think?
I'm sure they got
Right. I mean, I was like, that gives me the goosebumps anyway. But then again, why was two little girls out in the woods like that alone? I mean, I used to go to the woods when we skipped school, and
But that would be what
a
your
naked guy
friends?
showed up that scared the freak out of us. Yeah, we were like in a riverbed, and we were like, talking, playing, and looked across, and there's a naked freaking guy there. That's why I don't go in the woods anymore alone, especially, But yeah, so just by chance, this guy was in those woods, and that happened, or did somebody say, "Oh yeah, I got to go pick up my sister," and maybe they overheard the sister, or like the boyfriend of the sister heard him saying, okay, the girls are at the woods, and like maybe an older brother, cousin, somebody said, oh wow, okay, let me go out to the woods. Somebody dropped the girls off there, and they were way too young to be out in that bridge. And besides that, the bridge had, I mean, would you want your little kids playing on that bridge? No. I'm not blaming the parents, but I'm saying that, that's a little dangerous. And they allowed them to go out there. And then who would know to go walk that bridge? Did he like pass them and then turn around and then come back? Or did he walk that whole bridge and they saw him coming? Why didn't they turn away? So that's another thing. What would you do if you saw a man walking that bridge?
Probably walk the other way. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't know what geo coaching is.
Geo coaching. I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, and also the police won't tell you exactly what he did to those girls. So we have to just use our imaginations, and that's not really
That's not accurate information.
It's not healthy to imagine what he did, and how close were they together.
Mm-hmm.
So why for one man, even in his 20s, to grab two little girls at once instead of one? What did he do? He must have knocked out the first one off the bridge or something, to get the other one. And then, you know what I mean? It's two of them. And they, still had some fight to them, right? So the cops aren't telling everybody everything.
But they
But
can't though.
right, they can't. But what a heinous death to any child that's being hurt right now. And why are there so many heinous deaths to these children? Even with the all these little kids coming up dead, and because of this virus thing where they're not going to school and people searching it, and everybody wants. All of a sudden, the parents just flip out, and there's been cases where they just pick one child out of the group and don't feed them or beat them, or even these parents that beat their kids. What the fuck is wrong with you? And we should have a separate prison for these freaks, right?
Have them be
Male
each
and
other.
female, Yeah, let them be among each other. And
Matter of fact, make it to where it doesn't look like a prison, but like
right.
to where it seems
No,
like
let's
a normal
just beat
society.
them. Right.
And they just, fuck up each other.
I say bring back stoning, where we can just buy the stones and throw the stones at them, right? All at once. And the government can make money on the stones, right? And like the hangman or the
What if they had
executioner
like
of the
special
town.
rare stones where it was like,
Yeah,
this
no,
one's got
but
a
there's some
piece of
heinous
gold
shit going
it.
on with kids right now. And of course, the sex trafficking. There's other countries out there where they're allowing the kids to get stolen or talk online and make money and blah blah blah. And adoption, there's just too much going on. And Donald Trump was trying to stop them from coming in. So now we still have them open, and we put a stop on Russian babies, um, Romanian babies, somewhat of Oriental female babies with China. Remember what China was doing? They were leaving the girls chained up on little seats in the orphanage, and no love at. It was. They don't like female over there. Put it that way.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, babies. Literally babies. If you're told you can only have one male child, not a female. So anyway, I still think Trezell did something with the boys, and I think they're in another place because he's had time to hide them.
What really doesn't make sense to me is that why would they only keep the boys if like the whole
why would he only
why are they
adopt
all
boys?
like they're all overpopulated,
Well, they got
right?
Wouldn't
it be smarter?
Are you
to
talking
keep the
about
females?
China or Trezell?
I was talking about China.
Of China,
Wouldn't it be
they
smarter
want
to
boys.
keep the females?
They
Because
claim-
their eggs only last so long.
Right, with it,
But males, you can have a 4
it's like the
you know.
it's like the ant.
But that's what my
One
point is.
female
They're
can
ass
have
backwards over there.
Well, yeah, I think they were kind of ass backwards too, but you can't tell them that. But
The only reason why I can see that they keep the boys around is because they can work. They can do labor. They do labor. And women, well, they just, they nurture.
looks like father and son possibly could be the answer. What do you mean on which reading?
Yeah, because we did kind of talk about different topics.
I'm sorry, I was paying attention to him. Oh, the Delphi. Oh, yeah, looks like the father. Yeah, right. Possibly the son. Exactly. So it was somebody that knew they were going to be there, right?
It had to have been organized.
Okay, he's still going to want to kill again. Is he still in that area? Right. Oh, yeah, the two sketches. Yeah, you are correct. Right. They definitely had the two sketches of the one man and then the younger son, right? And yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. But they need to find out who the hell did that and bring justice to what the hell they did. It's really sick. Ladies, I hope you're safe. And remember, never let them corner you in the room. Even a boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. There's another lady that's missing that's 39, and Maya Millette. And it seems like they were having kind of like an open relationship, but she was still, living in the same house with them after 22 years. And it's not like she just went wild and decided she needed to go get screwed. 39-year-old women don't act that way, but it's so many cases of women disappearing and children. Exactly. And if you ever do get abducted, you want to go through the throat
Yeah, I'm
first,
sitting down.
try to kick them in the penis, at the same time. But you want to grab right into there first, the soft spot, just
And the
as
neck.
fast as you can. Right. Uh, but God forbid you ever get in that position, right? Even with a gun, you need to pull the gun upwards, not like this way or that upwards, and then go for that
move it
throat.
upward.
Right.
What are they gonna shoot this guy?
But the Adelphi a case, yeah, Raymond, it was two young girls. What were they? 11 and 12. We're on this bridge, and it wasn't like a bridge that had handles.
Right.
It was a long bridge too. Out in like the woods and mountain. I mean, it's what state was that? Missouri. Yes, punch in the throat, the Adam's apple. But really, the best thing to do is
Those are the
get them right
funniest
there,
ones.
right?
Man,
It is true, right?
Man, when I fought somebody
Your
one time,
dad
I
told you right.
clocked him right in the throat. He was like,
It was
so funny.
Where was the
That's the
Delphi
funniest way to get
murders
somebody
at?
too.
Indiana or Malon High Bridge Indians. Anyway, it was a really high bridge. I mean, it's something that even with handles, I'd be scared to go. Indiana. I've been to Indiana. The funny thing is the part of Indiana I went to, and I was very young. I was like 16, 17. A guy I was seeing, and there's nothing but cornfields out there. I was like, where the hell is
sketchy?
Where the hell is this place at? Right?
Was there a pot farm next to the
There's
cornfield?
always a pot farm out there.
Right.
Right. Indiana, right? And then you got the bad side of Indiana now, and then you got like the cornfields of Indiana. And where you going? You going on the computer?
Yeah, I'm going
Help me.
I'll keep your line.
It's like and then he just walks up to. Do you think he walked all the way from the bridge, or do you think he passed them and then came back and said, "Get off the bridge, girls"? Or what did he say? And also he said, "Come on, you guys, off the bridge." And at first I thought I made a mistake. He did say, "You guys." Now look, if it was like your dad, brother, or somebody, he'd be used to saying, "Hey, you guys, knock it off," right? But a stranger would say, "Come on, girls," right? Girl, right? He said, "Guys down the hill." Wouldn't you say, "Girls, come on," instead of "guys"? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He was used to talking to them. Exactly. He said, "Guys down the hill." You don't call girls guys, it's gals, or, most people don't use that word anymore. I was thinking the same thing, Ashley. You're so correct. He's used to it. Right. He's a coach, I think. It's possible. Right. Definitely possible. And, I don't know who the coach is, but you want me to ask a question of, directly about who did it? We can try that. You think he passed them? Go down. Yeah, guys, go down the hill. That's what I was thinking, and then I changed thought, and then I listened to it again to somebody else's, like the news report where they cut out guys down, and then they just kept saying down the hill, but it feels like I got hair on my eyes. It sounds like knock it off. When he said that, I was thinking, yeah, it sounds like he knows them. Right. Who the hell calls girls guys? Right. But yeah, they're not telling. I don't blame them for not telling the public, but they need to like move on to something. I mean, it's like really, we have all these people in college and that are trained for this, right? FBI, CIA, special agents. Why don't we demand that they find that somebody that's really trained for this shit to go to these states and find these missing cases, because now it's a missing case. It's getting older and older, and the more time that goes, they're not going. And then unless he's moving from state to state, killing people. Right. Yeah, so that means he smokes, and they got some kind of DNA on his cigarette butts. So did he rape the girls because, or just kill them? So that means a lot too. And if it 4 years next week, 4 years. So if it was the father and son, they took turns and held one down while. So yeah, how do you get two girls to stay in one spot? And was the bodies together, or were they like separate? One was here, one was there, and they're not telling us was there separate DNA. And remember, they got DNA evidence now that if you're in the computer, they know, like, if you take your uncle's stuff or dad's stuff, and they can find out if it's family related. So hopefully, if it is that father son, one of them fuck up and they are in that database where they can find out that, hey, this is in your DNA. Evansdale murder too. Really, I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to check in that. Do you know the names of it? I'll look into it. Evansdale. 2 years later. No, there was family DNA. Yeah, apparently, like, it costs lots of money to do this. Right. The warrant for that, apparently, right. You need a special warrant for that. You need, well, I don't blame them. It's like, if someone comes on, we need your DNA. Well, for what? I didn't have nothing to do with it, right? But do you know the name of the Evansdale murders? Two little girls, both on the 13th of the month. Yeah, well, it's not that big of a town. You'd think they'd get off their asses and start looking, right? Anyway, what do you all think of the little boys that are missing? And they need to come up with something to arrest or at least question the two parents. And of course, they got time to go to a sex shop, but not look for their kids. And are the parents still living in the same place in on the Delphi case, or is that moving anywhere? I know a lot of people really want answers on that Delphi case. Really want answers. Yeah, they lawyered up. Figures. They need lawyers. They need some. I turned my back. It was cold. I built a fire. Right. What about that, Sassy? Oh my god, you fat chihuahua. Anyway. hmm Anyway, this is my first live. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But I will tell you, I'll do the Delphi case of the two little girls and see what they say. Well, we know at least they had bodies. We haven't found bodies of the West case yet because he's had plenty of time to move them way far away. If they never made it to that house, right? At least the Delphi case where they left a prints and semen or whatever or something behind, cigarette butts, etc., and they still can't come up with their bodies. So it had to have been someone that left the town or somebody that didn't check. And I would keep a list of everybody they checked, right? And who the hell knew they were going there? Everybody in that girl, the sister's boyfriend, everybody, or it could have even been just a friend in the house listening that day, or an older, he was over at a friend's house, and the older brother or father heard what was going on. But I think what did they say the son and the boy was maintenance workers or something. Well, it's not easy getting lawyers. You gotta have monies, right? All right, let's ask about the Delphi case. Was it somebody that the girls knew? Did they know the person or persons? Oh, it only shows one person, but I'll do two more. Hold on a minute. Okay, so we have the chariot, which is vehicle and drive, new beginnings and peace there. So it was like um new, unknown, arrangement, finished, negativity and involuntary changes. But the Prince of Wands oppression caused complete setbacks. So it's somebody from out of state, usually the Prince of Wands. It also could represent a young man that's Wands, dark skin, and then liberated, freeing himself from the pleasure he connected to. So I think he kind of got the fuck out of there as fast as he could. Okay, cruelty against and revealing. So I wonder if they're ever going to find the person. Like you said, though, he's got to kill again if he hasn't already. Don't worry, I'll do it again in case it was Uh-oh, I mixed my cards up. I'll do it again. Oopsie. Stop it. Am I still going? Yeah. All right. Yeah, the West definitely are involved. I think Trezell did it. I mean, it's possible that Jackie has an anger issue problem too. There's a reason why they're together. And yeah, it's definitely suspicious. They have two of their own sons, and then it's possible that one of the older boys did it, and that they're trying to cover for it. But it seems to me like Trezell's got an anger problem, a little bit on the nut side. He's not dealing with the whole deck there. You know, we've already seen with the walking stick, and not even looking for your kids. So that's just evil. Anyway, let's answer about the Delphi case again. Did they name the guy on the bridge? See, the very outcome, it says female home, a mother or just a home of a female, valor, courage, and truth revealed, and then death. So it seems to me that he was visiting a female in the town. And also, it doesn't come up more than one person. Realizing the communications of it, and then not participating in the he's not participating in living there. Really, he's visiting. I mean, I could be wrong, but we might not ever find out, right? Might not ever find out, but that's what I got. And I hope everybody gets a deck of cards so we can talk more, and I'll teach you how to do your own cards. But anyway, Ashley, it was really nice talking to you, and this is my first live, and it's about missing people just going crazy. They're not just like falling in holes and the aliens picking them up. Yeah, mom, grandma, even an aunt, somebody that could have passed away. But, if they were real investigators, they would have thought about that shit, right? Especially if the DNA is not matching up for the men in town. And I would start with the older sister that dropped him off, whoever she talked to or knew, or somebody overheard that they were going to drop them off, or did she see anything when she dropped them off? You know what I mean? It's not like, okay, wow, here's my opportunity, two young chicks in the woods. Or is it? Because I remember when I was like 6 years old. Now my sister's 7 and my older sister was 4 years older. I remember we bicycled all the way across town into like this little river creek in Salisbury, Maryland, and we all went swimming in that river. And thank God I don't have parasites in my body, right? It's like we actually went swimming, and there was an old man in those woods that tried to put a quarter down my bathing suit. And it was, and then we also saw a mattress out in the woods. So I mean, you never know. You do come across the crazies living in the woods. That's why it's not safe to go out into the woods and hiking by yourself, whether you're female or male now. So stay out of the fucking woods. And even when I skipped school, like I said, we were down by Riverdale, Maryland. Well, not Riverdale, Riverside Apartments in Maryland. Whenever we skipped school, and me and my friend actually were on one side of the riverbank, and we looked, well, creek. It wasn't even a river, a creek. And we looked across, and there was a naked guy watching us. It's like every time I go in, that's why I don't go in the damn woods. But yeah, it's something funny, and you sure the shit wouldn't let an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old go in those woods alone. So, I mean, I don't know who gave them the okay and why both parents allowed them to do that, especially when the bridge is dangerous anyway. I mean, what if you just accidentally fell, on that bridge, right? I don't know. To each his own, but now you have a missing kid, right? Right? And I was the airplane parent. Yes, you have to watch your damn kids. And like Trezell West and a couple other kids, you can't turn your back on them. Apparently, they just snatching them left and right. Right. But even Trezell, the question is with Trezell West is, your street's not that busy. I live in a county, and yeah, people still, it's quiet tonight, even on a Friday night. People drive down my alleyway. Of course, your alley's not really safe because there could be nails in it, etc. But there's still people that just keep on driving fast. Like they don't care if the kids out there. They just right. But even residential, they're not driving 35 miles an hour. They just zoom. Remember, Giselle took off like a bat out of hell. And what if those kids were in the middle of the road? He knew they weren't in the middle of the road. He would have been driving slowly and screaming their names out the damn window. He drove fast like a bat out of hell. That doesn't make sense. Where the fuck did he I hit Benz. That makes no damn sense. Does it? Yeah, but you don't let your 11 and 12-year-old go out into the woods, even if they're skipping school. Right? Don't go out there, girls. A naked guy will show up. Yeah, the crazies will show up. It's not funny, but don't do it. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be alive. Believe me, lucky to be alive. Many times we lived in Salisbury, Maryland, and as kids we took off, but we always had like a couple with us, like my sister, my brother, another friend. In groups you feel safer, but these were two girls. They had to have felt safer being two of them versus one of them, right? One, it's like the stories you hear about. When I lived in DC, jogging and the joggers in the middle of the night around Capitol Hill. We called them hookers. You don't go jogging in the middle of the night around Capitol Hill unless you're picking somebody up, Oh, you're in Catonsville? Yeah. Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah. Right. Never fucking knew. Never fucking knew. But yeah, it's not safe being lame, male or female, right? Anyway, if you want to, I'll try to come back on live again. Let me know when you want me to do it, and also what questions you want to ask. Okay? Yeah, Oregon. I'd love to be there. Oregon. Oregon. Right. I forgot all about that state. We don't hear much. Yeah, you can go out in Catonsville and find all dead cats, dead people, dead dogs, right, in the woods. Um, and then that one case with the little girl in Florida, they searched the whole neighborhood, and all of a sudden she shows up the next day, dead in the woods. But so the point is we got one case where the two girls were together found dead, and yet they still can't solve it. And then you got the other case where the boys are missing and no bodies, right? So people are thinking that, oh, they sold them and blah blah blah. This, all right. Well, you're gonna have a buyer for them to sell them. And then the other case where you got trained detectives that are supposed to go through 4 years of college and then some more to be trained to be a detective. Like The Wire. I never watched an episode of The Wire though. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ashley. My surgery goes good because when I stand up in a minute, you're gonna hear me go, "Oh fuck." Anyway, I keep trying every day. It's a trying thing, but thank you. And like I said, I'm still working on trying to get my directions better when it comes to the tarot cards. No, I'm not calling up the cops and saying, I know where the babies are, stuff like that. Yeah, the wire. I got it. I'm too cheap to get. I have cable. I have unlimited Wi-Fi, but I'm not paying for that box $15 a month. Plus, they want a $280 deposit to rent that box just for me to get cable. Oh yeah, add to the list. Anyway, it was great talking to you all. And like I said, I'll try this again. This is the first time I tried it. Thank you, Ashley. And remember, stay out of the goddamn woods and be safe. God bless everybody. This is some crazy times. They going crazy. I think it's because they know that nobody wants to go into court shit, which is like fucked up. You're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. But we'll see. It's almost like they don't want to do any court shit right now. Even with behind the glass cages and shit, right? All right, everybody have a great weekend. Stay out of the fucking woods.